Well, hey there. How you doing? It's a Monday morning. I hope you're well. Hopefully the light's working out today and behaving. I can see the camera's just shaking a little bit. That should settle down in just a second. How was your weekend? Hope it was a good one, whatever you were up to. Me, I've been tidying up. As you may have noticed if you're following these videos, the first two sessions start out as a car crash and hopefully end up with a slightly cleaner mix, leaving us with one problem to sort out before we're able to take on another song. The idea with these videos, and if you're new and this is the first time you're seeing these, I would say to you the trick is fast forward all the bits where you see me waffling and get to the bit where the music is and cross-check each of the sessions, and you should see improvements along the way. The idea here is that I'm giving you my experiences with the equipment I'm using and the problems and my mistakes and all of that stuff, and sharing that with you because I'm sure that you come across similar problems or mistakes, and maybe we can learn and share those experiences with each other. And that's the purpose of these videos. I did notice this morning a bit of a mixed morning because a two-sided sword of joy and oh, that's a shame. The that's a shame bit came when I noticed that someone had put my second dislike in. So I posted my first video, I don't know, not even a year ago, and since then I had one dislike because I mentioned Brexit, I think, in that particular post. But at some point over the weekend, someone's gone through and put a dislike against almost every video I've put out in the last 9, 10 months. That's a bit of a shame, but what I did notice when I was scrolling through to see how many dislikes they'd put in, um, that I did a song last year called Wind Blows, that when I looked at it about a week ago, it had something like 60 views and one like. And over the weekend, it's gone to like 130 views or something, and has now got 9 or 10 likes. So the one of the lessons within this session today is there's always going to be haters out there. Some people just want to hate. Um, don't let that stop you. So long as you connect with one person and it makes sense with that one person, then maybe it's worthwhile. There's always going to be a hater somewhere. Anyway, moving on from that, hopefully this won't be so much of a car crash. We looked at our levels before. Hopefully they're not going to be much hotter. So I'm going to start playing the song. Hopefully this will be fairly quick and we can move swiftly on to our next song. Okay, so there's my intro sound. I'm not going to play the full intro. I'm just jamming these through, sound checking before we get to rehearsals. So I'm just going to start playing the song and build it up. So give me a couple of minutes to just do that, and then I can get to the point of this video. Okay, past with that incident, we're rolling. Now I am going to go slowly through my changes. This last week or two has really aggravated my lower back. One of the reasons why everything's for me to work with up at this level. Tentatively picking up the bass. What I'm going to attempt to do is play in the bass line. I'm going to do a round to make sure it's not peaking. It will sound like it's peaking because the sound is engineered that way, but it won't be peaking. It actually peaks at about -6, something like that, dB. Now I'm going to try my vocal effect and build up more. I must don't even know how what happened played out. Was on excess through the madness and the shadows of the one kind of love. A natural to live that way. A natural to wave that can't. Seems I left a demon deep inside me. I can't hide. I can't hide, wave cake. I didn't see, I didn't see. Okay, now I'm gonna try my backing vocal. Introducing a synth bass. I'm taking the low end channel out of the bass line. If you've seen the previous videos on how this bass channel is set up, you'll know what I'm talking about. Slightly above -6 dB, so far so good. I'm going to start bringing in some bigger beats. This is looking good and the vocals still sound warm. I feel like I can talk to you and I don't have to switch my vocals. Okay, I'm going to take everything down. Now, if you may remember, I want to bring in the octapad now. I'm going to engage the looper on the octapad. Start playing my part. Okay, it's very subtle. My levels are looking good. Hope it's okay. checking. The peaking light is nowhere to be seen on there. I hope the audio is going through. Well, this is a total waste of time. Maybe this is suggesting I can push up my level on the Go mixer now. See, I didn't say. Okay, I'm going to bring everything in just to see what happens. Water around me, rushing was a wave that kept me, took me off in the water's fun, and some water welling around me, seems to got me deeper, deeper down. I know, I didn't know, I didn't know, I didn't know, I didn't see, I didn't see. Wave came. I didn't know. Wave came. See, I didn't say. Wave came. Didn't know, I didn't know. Didn't see, I didn't see. Okay, I'm going to end that there and check the session. What I want to do now is just get levels. So give me 1 second to take this guitar off. Now then, I'm going to come out of everything I've just done and I'm going to move to my next track. Now the next song, for me, hang on. I wasn't expecting to do this song just yet. It's called In Space. It was written a couple of years ago. Actually, I was writing it around the time that Chris Cornell died. And in a funny way, it kind of inspired me to do something with the song. I was originally working around certain chords and things, and I suddenly noticed that if I played it in a certain way, the guitar parts in particular, particularly towards the middle of the song, not so much at the beginning, it won't make sense, and my beat production is very different. But yeah, the guitar lines really remind me of Chris Cornell and Kim, what they would do. So in a way, although I was writing the song for myself, because I never thought anyone was ever going to hear this song, it was a little nod to Chris Cornell when he passed. So and it's a more complicated track for me sound-wise, which is why I was looking to deal with it later in the sessions. But I thought, you know what, fuck it. Let's start using the loopers in a different way and opening up other soundscapes so we can do some other interesting sessions. So yeah, the song's called In Space. The thing to notice, the main difference between this song and the first two songs is that I will be starting this song with preloaded things on the loopers, and the Nord 3P is going to feature on this track for the first time. So what I'm going to do is, just to see where the hell things are at, because I haven't touched this for a long time, the only thing I've done to all my patches is integrate how the HX effects in its 5-cable method works, so that patches still work when I go into them with the way that I've got it cabled up. If you want to know about that, I did post a video a few weeks ago on how to do it. Yeah, works really well. I've only found one compromise. So I'm just going to show you the I think there's 4 separate tracks I've got pre-recorded. They're all beat related, and the reason I've done that is to save. I mentioned in an early video that when I go to live rehearsals, one of the things I'm going to be working on, aside from muscle memory and playing things right, because at the moment these are all ideas of songs, of ways to do songs that I wrote, using live looping as the method. Sorry, I just need some water. Yeah, with some of the tracks when I play live, if I live loop every song, I'm only ever going to be able to play 1 or 2 songs in a half-hour set. Whereas if I have some that are a bit more immediate and I put some of the parts in already, I can do some more immediately hitting tunes whilst building up live looping around it. So I'm still live looping, but I've built the bones of a track. So those bones on this track are this. There's a hi-hat coming from the Nord 3P. There's also a atmospheric beat. Okay, I'm between -18 and -12, and when the snare hits, -6. So although that sounds like there's a peak in there, it's actually sound design. It's meant to sound like that. So I'm going to stop. So I've given the game away. So there's a little bit of a beat on track 2 of the RC300. What you can't see if you're tuning in for the first time, RC300 on the floor being linked up, using MIDI tempos through all the gear, but there's an RC505 here as well. So one of the beats that is on the 300 is this. Okay. And the other beat is this. They won't make much sense on their own at the moment. And both those beats are peaking at around 5 -6 dB. So what I'm going to do is, I think, using sounds from a track we've already worked on. So what I'm going to do is come out of here. I'm going to go back to Home Alone. Now the sounds I use in this song are very different to the sounds I've used in any of the songs so far. Lots of ring modulators and delays going on. Some distortions, obviously using my stereo right-left trick as well. So what I want to do is, just using guitar sounds I've already sound checked, I want to start playing parts of this song to see what happens. So here we go. What I do want to do is tune down the D minor. This tune's in D minor. And what I'm going to do, actually thinking about it, I'm going to throw myself in at the deep end. I'm going to use some of the sounds that I've got in line for this track. If I can find them. So one of the sounds I'm going to use is a reverb. Here it is. start introducing elements. Okay, you know what, I'm going to start putting in some bass sounds from this. I'm thinking I'm going to let go of my original strategy and actually try using some of the sounds from the song. More level on that. Okay, just going to save what I changed there, which is just bring up a level. I'm now going to go to a slightly crazier sound. It's just atmosphere. It's very subtle, but it's in there. Wasn't so painful. Okay. I need to look at some of these levels maybe. It's not too bad, hang on. space, up in space, up in space. Okay, and there I'm going to leave it. These sessions are long enough. I just wanted to get the next song cracked open so I can get into part 2 of session 3. Yeah, that wasn't as bad as I thought, but then I always think that, and then I hear back the audio and think, shit, I've got to post that. Yeah, welcome to the fly on the wall situation. I'll see you a bit later.